Today, we're going to continue our Constitution Week speakers. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Schmidt, our 8th grade social studies teacher, and she's going to talk about today's assembly. So, Ms. Schmidt.
U.S. Representative Mike Fitzpatrick is a lifelong resident of Bucks County. And in Congress, he has one priority, and that's job creation. He is a graduate from Bishop Egan High School in Fairless Hills. He earned a bachelor's degree at St. Thomas University in Miami. And he went on to graduate school and earned a law degree at Penn State's Dickinson School of Law. In 1995, he served as a Bucks County Commissioner, so he has a very long history in terms of his service to Bucks County. I'd like you to give him a round of applause to thank him.
As a third branch we're missing under the Constitution. So this document that was written right down the road in Philadelphia in 1787, 228 years ago, laid out the different branches of the government. The legislative we talked about, that's Article 1 of the United States Constitution. Article 2 is the executive branch. What's Article 3? What's the third branch of government? The judicial branch. You said the legal branch. That's right. That's the judicial branch. So the three branches, they call them co-equal branches of government. So the theory of the Constitution is that no one branch of government is more important than the other. They all have a different job to do, and they all have to rely on each other and hope that the other is doing their job. So the job that I have under Article 1 is to help make the laws. The job of the president, once they're signed into law, if they're not vetoed, is to enforce the law. Then what's the job of the legal branch or the judicial branch under Article 3? What's their job? What do you think? Huh? You were at that baseball game, weren't you? So if you go to a baseball game, watch the Phillies, and Ryan Howard's up the bat, right? And the pitcher pitches the ball, and Ryan Howard can either look at it or swing at it. Who's behind Ryan Howard? The umpire. What does the umpire do? What's his job? The umpire's job is to call the balls and strikes. That's basically what the Supreme Court does, right? Making sure that everybody's voice is heard, the big states and the small states, and then getting new citizens like yourselves always interested and excited about the opportunity to participate in that. And when I talked earlier about the amendment process, I want you to think about the First Amendments to the Constitution because they're really important. You know what the First Amendment is to the United States Constitution? Freedom of what? Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, the freedom of assembly, the freedom to get together where you can talk to me without fear of somebody shutting us down.
What do you think the biggest challenge for the next president is going to be?
Wow, that's good. That's a great question, and I think it's timely because you know what's going on right now?
Yeah.
What do we watch on television every night?
Like debates against presidents, and because in 2016 we're going to elect a new president.
Right. So the world is becoming more interconnected, and that creates a greater challenge and greater opportunities, but really greater challenge for the presidents going forward. The presidents have many jobs. One of the biggest challenges will be making sure our economy's on the right track. Remember, Ms. Schmidt said one of the things I'm working for you on your behalf in the nation's capital is a good, strong economy with a lot of jobs.
How do you think we should support our veterans after they return from their service?
That when I'm voting on legislation in Washington, whether it be a budgetary issue that appropriates money for care and housing and feeding and service of our veterans, that there's sufficient funding, or from time to time the law needs to be changed. Sometimes the way we deliver care, we can do a better job or do it differently, and so we need to change the law.
He was really cool. He talked, I thought it was just going to be like a quick question, but he was really nice, and he wouldn't fall out answering it.
It was really informative. Because I knew that like the president, when he thinks about things, he has to think about the entire world, but well, not the nation, but like for a congressman, I didn't know what side he would lean towards, and I thought it was interesting.